Okay, and we're recording. This is a second take. The first one didn't work. Hi, this is a podcast. This is a second episode. This is the Weird Mishmash People podcast. I'm Jordan.
Oh, hey. I'm Liam.
And that's our sponsor for the episode. Alcohol. Welcome to alcohol. Are we going to turn the music off or are we keeping it playing?
Boom, 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 bang.
Okay, that's pretty groovy. That was like an F-stop.
Huh?
I don't know what that is. I heard the term once and
F-stop is in a camera. Is in photography.
It was not an F-stop then. Okay. Good to know.
It's like a metaphorical F-stop.
This is a great start.
Yeah, great start.
I think we're really engaging people.
Yeah.
Engaging our listeners.
Yeah. Well, you had some things you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I made notes for this one.
Yeah.
I made notes this time. I've got notes on my phone.
You got notes.
Isn't that great? So I was in Tassie. I've been in Tasmania. For the last couple of days. I flew down there and I flew back today. And I made some notes about things I should talk about.
Yeah.
Here's note number 1. First note, smoking on planes. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my thing. They always have the signs that say you can't smoke on planes, but in the bathrooms, you ever look, there's a little ashtray.
What?
Okay, so on the door of the bathroom, airplane bathroom, on the inside there is a little there's like a little thing that you pull out to put a cigarette butt in. Despite the fact that you're not allowed to smoke on planes.
That's just weird.
I think it's because like the idea is like, well, you can't smoke on planes, but if you do, here's where to put it.
Trust me,
It's so weird.
I remember start of 2018. It's so strange. Saying like on the start of 2019. Sorry. I was on a plane to Europe, and let me just say, the smells from bathrooms, they travel, especially in economy class.
Were they smoking?
No, other demonish smells
just
that just
crack
reeked.
cocaine. No.
No.
Oh, okay. I would have.
It
that
was.
made sense.
It was on my second flight from Singapore. My lovely family and I were put right next to the bathroom.
Liam's lovely family is our next guest. Thank you. That's a lie.
It's a lie.
I don't know why I did that.
Yeah.
We're not even at Liam's house this time.
No, we're at Jordan's house. Describe your house.
It's
so you can get
I don't
robbed.
own it.
There you go. Perfect. There's
Whoa! A description.
Talking about transport, I had an interesting time getting here.
Liam had an interesting time getting here. Liam, talk about that.
To get here, I would catch a bus and then a train. Very simple.
Sure is.
Sure is. And I caught the bus and I was going to catch the train. And I had a box of budget chicken shapes in my hand.
Budget chicken shapes.
And
The show
I look at the platform.
Budget chicken shapes.
And I see Ashfield as one of the...
And now Liam's just revealed to everyone where I live.
Well, it's not actually where you live. It's not the actual place. You live in Melbourne.
In Melbourne, yes.
Melbourne.
We're in Melbourne.
We're in Melbourne.
For those listeners who've ever met us, we definitely live in Melbourne. We've been lying to you for your entire lives. I think I just decreased our audience numbers by making a point that was like, hey, only if you know us.
Only if you know us should you still listen to us. That's right, we're threatening you.
We're, if you've never met us in real life, stop listening immediately.
Yeah, well, long story short, I caught the wrong train, had a little bit of a panic attack, nearly dropped my chicken shapes, and, well, I got here in the end, which...
You got here in the end. It's a wonderful story.
Wonderful story.
With twists and turns, left and right. I had another plane story.
You had another plane story.
It's not so much a story, it's an awkward thing that happened.
Awkward thing that happened story.
Well, yeah.
Then talk about it.
You can't make me.
Well, I know I can't, but...
No, okay. I don't know why I'm doing this bit. So I was on a plane and I was sitting in the aisle seat. I'm gonna paint a picture for our dear listeners. Dear listeners, here's my picture I'm painting.
The Bob Ross of narrating.
I'm wonderful at it. I was sitting in the aisle seat, and there was a woman sitting next to me with two small children, one of whom was a baby.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, no, it was good, and not good, but she had a baby. It was fine. And the thing was, obviously, she had to breastfeed every so often. Normal, natural, whatever. But the thing was, I'm sitting in the aisle seat, and she is sitting in the middle seat, which is closer to the window.
Oh,
so I would every so often go to look out the window to see where we were, and she'd be, and I'd immediately snap my head back and be like, "Oh no, stare at the ceiling, stare at the ceiling, stare at the ceiling." I don't want to look at that because it's creepy and bad, and you shouldn't.
That's one way to put off whatever you were consuming at that time, whether it be especially a glass of milk.
I was drinking a gin and tonic, so.
Well, that's one way
Yeah.
to sort of cope with that situation.
That's the way I cope with every situation, Liam. Cheers.
I don't want to.
Liam refused to cheers me. I'm drinking by myself now.
Yeah, you're drinking by yourself. I'm a little bit concerned. But, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my awkward. It's not awkward. It was just.
No.
It happened.
It happened.
Those things happen.
Well, you have those sort of. You have stories where just like that, where something happened. You can't really make it a full story, but it just happened.
It just happened.
It just occurred. Really.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what's your next point of discussion? Because I don't know how else we can extend this point of discussion.
No, this is a bad point. We've ended this point. The problem being, I wrote two things.
Well, what's your second thing?
That was the second one.
That's the second one. Well,
the first one was smoking on planes, and the second one was breastfeeding lady.
Well, should we talk about the song?
In case you couldn't tell, I made those notes while I was on the plane.
Yeah. Would you like me to...
I've had a whole week to prepare for this podcast.
Yeah.
And I did it today. I've been in Tasmania. I was seeing family.
Yeah. Yeah, seeing family. And what about we talk about the song we used in the intro very quickly? Because I can go off on a tangent.
I don't know anything about it, so...
I know.
You have to.
This is...
Liam's the DJ.
Liam's the DJ. So that was SWAK by Luxury Elite.
Welcome, SWAK. If we give credit, are we more likely for them to sue us or demonetize us?
We're using this music in a different context. Well, to give the listeners some context,
Liam read up on copyright law, which is a fascinating topic.
We're looking at fair use.
And we're going to teach you about it. Fair use.
Let me talk about fair use.
Interesting topic for an interesting podcast. The interesting podcast with Jordan and Liam.
Let me talk. I need to talk to explain.
I'm going to shut up then.
So fair use, one of the big things which is it's already abused. It's abused all the time. And YouTube doesn't really care. So it's not even effective in the first place.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what fair use is supposed to do is to protect people from using a little bit of someone else's content, whether it be a song or a photo or I don't know what a photo, but a video, and be able to use a snippet of it and get away with it more by using it in a separate context than what it was originally purposed for. So when it comes to a song like that, using that in a podcast is sort of different, but I think that we're not using that as the main spectacle. So I think we'll be fine. Jordan's falling asleep.
I'm sorry, what? No, that was interesting.
I'm so intelligent. I'm an art student. I'm so intelligent.
It was an engaging topic, and I enjoyed it very much. And I'm sure it's fascinating for our listeners.
What's your favourite song?
Fuck you. That's an impossible question to answer. I can't answer that. What's my favourite song?
What is your top 10 songs in no specific order?
Top 10 songs in... Yeah. I don't know.
What's your favourite rock song? What are some songs that you like?
I don't know. This is... You put me on the spot. I'm on the spot
Let's talk about people making top 10 lists then.
Okay. Stop doing it.
I don't like people rating music because...
No, you just asked me to.
Well, exactly.
You said name your favourite song.
I'm pretty hurt by what you just said. I feel attacked.
As you should.
As I should. Jordan's attacking me.
I'm using a club.
I'm in a chokehold right now.
It does 4 attack damage.
It's 4 attack. I'll roll. You beat my AC.
Oh, no.
No.
Liam's dead.
Liam's dead.
Be quiet, you're dead.
Well, this is a tabletop role-playing game. It doesn't mean that I can talk
No, you're
out
dead.
of it.
Welcome back to the podcast with Jordan. That's what this is called. The podcast with Jordan.
Podcast with
And
Jordan.
a corpse.
And a corpse.
I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
It's a great podcast. I think we're doing really, really
Yeah,
well. It's funny and interesting, and you learn something.
I'm the gravekeeper.
I think we should stop and start again.
Yeah, stop it.
I want to be a cowboy, baby.
Hi there, listeners. You're listening to Smooth FM with Jack and Phil. Hi, Phil. How's your day going?
I'm good.
Yeah?
How are you, Jack? Are you off work today?
I'm really good.
Are you
I'm
Jack?
really good, Phil.
Is Jack off work
this
today?
This is my job. We're radio DJs. Professional radio DJs.
Professional.
And we just did a whole ton of coke before recording this.
Drink.
Sure. I mean...
Hold on a second. So, I've been living next to someone my whole life, and they were an actual coke user.
Okay.
I thought we were just drinking it for fun.
What?
A bottle
Are
of
we still doing a bit?
Coca-Cola.
I thought you would just started... I thought you were saying like your next door neighbour.
Yeah, you're on your drugs again. This is Jordan
no.
and Jack on his drugs.
Jack, I'm not... Now everyone who's listening to the podcast is actually going to think I do coke. You realise that, right?
Well, Jordan doesn't.
That was convincing.
Yeah, because I'm a convincing person. Can we talk about it for a second?
Are you being convincing or cocaine?
I don't know. A lot of people think
Welcome
I'm
to
very...
the cocaine segment of the podcast.
Cocaine.
It's illegal.
It is illegal.
That segment's now over.
Well, Coca-Cola used to actually have cocoa leaf. in their
Yeah,
drinks.
I know. They should add it back.
No, they really
Extra
shouldn't.
flavour points.
Extra flavour points. That also
Taste the rainbow.
taste the rainbow.
No wait,
That's Skittles.
that's acid.
Oh, that's not very good.
This is bad.
This is bad.
This is episode 2. How are we this washed up?
Because we can't stay on one topic for long enough.
God. Okay. Well, let's pick a topic, I guess.
I was trying to talk about topics.
Why? I got confused.
I was talking about your Coke obsession.
I didn't really like that topic.
I know you didn't like
Phil?
that topic. Yeah, we're still in the bit.
Turn the music back on, Phil.
Let's take a look. Okay. Yeah.
For all you night owls out there, we're staying up till...
I've got a topic.
Oh God. Okay.
There's someone who, because this music reminds me of sort of that groovy stuff they'd play on the radio late at night.
That's where I was doing the bit.
And there's someone that my mum's talked about called Dr. Lovelson or something like that.
Dr. Lovelson?
No, Dr. Love or something like that.
I had a music teacher when I was like 10 or 11 whose name was Mr. Love.
Oh. What type of music did they like?
He played the clarinet.
He
played it really well. He'd go up and down.
Was it like
Really good.
Was it like Will Ferrell's character with the flute, the same as that with the clarinet, like in Anchorman?
But I was trying to make a dick joke.
Yeah, and I don't really like that joke.
It didn't take. It would have taken longer.
You need to stop. You need to stop.
It was going to be really hard to get there.
It's very inappropriate. How could you? How very, very dare you?
It was going to be just...
Jordan,
I would have...
I don't feel comfortable.
I really would have rammed it in but without any... It wouldn't have fit.
I don't feel comfortable sitting next to you anymore. Okay, I'm going to go sit over in the other couch.
Liam's
Just
moving
away
to the
from
other
me.
couch away from the microphone.
Just away.
I'm sorry. It was a bad joke.
A very bad joke. I feel violated.
It was.
My ears are
The joke was forced.
and you are the Vikings.
It was
just
forced.
invading everything.
Okay.
You sorry now? Can
I'm
I
very
sit back
sorry.
on the couch?
I didn't tell you to move.
I know.
You
But
can come back to the couch.
This is Liam just trying to trust someone.
This is Liam acting in protest.
I'm acting in protest.
Under duress.
What's duress mean?
You didn't wanna.
I didn't wanna.
You didn't wanna.
You might want to talk in Liam language. I don't use those duress and
You
things.
don't wanna.
I don't wanna.
You don't wanna cross over the bridge. I was gonna try and do a funny fake song, and then I just started doing that, and it was really bad.
Well, didn't we
instead.
listen to an album before, and it had the bridge in the name or something? The thing,
What?
the cartoon face dude.
Call of the Crimson King. No.
No. Oh, okay. Close enough. Tell them about that.
Okay. The Call of the Crimson King is an album by the band King Crimson. That was released in 1969. I recently got a copy of it on vinyl because I'm a hipster. From my grandmother's house. I listened to it for the first time recently because it's actually the favorite, or one of the favorite albums of one of my longtime mentors, the wonderful Malcolm Frawley.
What a lovely man.
What a lovely guy, great guy.
Every time I've
Very
seen him,
intelligent and has taught me a lot.
taught you a lot.
Sure has. Not this though. This is terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be sorry.
I really hope he doesn't listen to this. It's not very good.
I'll send it to him.
Oh god.
I'll go, hello Malcolm.
He went viral.
He went viral.
He this is a few months ago. He went viral on the internet as Sydney's bookman.
Sydney's bookman.
Bookman. There was like
What does it mean?
there was like an anti-abortion preacher on a train there was this American anti-abortion preacher, and he got on a train in Sydney, and he stopped people, and he was just like, people of Sydney, I just want 5 minutes of your time to tell you about our Lord and Savior. And this guy Malcolm, who I know, was sitting on the train trying to read his book, and he just told the guy to shut the fuck up, basically.
Wow.
And the guy just kept going on, and like everyone else on the train started telling him, yeah, shut the fuck up, no one wants to hear this. And it was great, and it was filmed, and it went a bit viral, and Malcolm got on the news and everything. The really weird part to me is the fact that the video was filmed and uploaded to YouTube by this preacher guy.
Really?
He had like a friend standing on the train filming this. So that presumably because he thought like people would listen to his message and go, "My God, you've taken my brain and changed it. I'm denouncing my hedonistic ways and I shall pledge my life."
Well,
He filmed it, and he got completely shut down, and then he uploaded it to the internet.
Did they think it was just simple as flicking a switch, just going?
He
click?
put a message at the beginning of the video that said, "I tried." It's something like, "I tried to change the hard hearts of the people of Sydney, but they refused to listen, and I was attacked and viciously shouted down."
Viciously shouted down.
And he put that at the beginning of the video. The great part being that like everyone who's watched the video is saying "fuck you, you complete tool."
Every time I've been on
It's
transport,
so good.
no one wants to talk to each other, especially in the heart of Sydney.
Oh,
and like,
God.
if you like, I've seen videos of people in New York and stuff like on the train, and it's like it can be a hit or miss, but
it's usually miss if you start yelling at people who don't care.
I get startled very easily. Don't startle me, please. That's not going to startle me.
That was too easy.
Like on the way here, I was very worried. I was very scared.
Very worried.
If someone started screaming, I'm going.
I just called you, and you were like,
"Yeah, you called me."
worried.
I clenched my box of budget chicken shapes.
I'm glad you said box of budget chicken shapes because Those are not the words I was expecting to hear.
Budget chicken shapes.
Budget chicken shapes.
Budget chicken shapes.
This episode of Weird Mishmash People brought to you by Budget Chicken Shapes. Budget chicken shapes. Get them at your local ripoff. Hi there, I'm a little boy and I sure do like chicken shapes.
Why did you have to add the little to the little boy?
Because people wouldn't have realised otherwise. They would have thought I just had a really high voice. It's a real common problem for me, okay?
You sound like a down and out Mickey Mouse.
Look, I don't want to talk about it. It upsets me.
I know it upsets you.
Look, I'm 12 years old and I look like I'm 36 and people just say, "Are you an adult man with a really high pitched voice?" No, I'm a child that looks like an adult man. It's a problem. It's people like you that are making my life a living nightmare.
Wow. I didn't know it was that rough. Well,
it sure is.
Yeah. Well, let's. I'm going to continue talking about transport because I've got transport stories.
That was a 12-year-old boy joining us.
Yeah, 12-year-old boy joining. He just left the room to play.
He's left the room
to play Hot Wheels.
He really looks like he's 36. He's got a beard.
He does.
He's like
very impressive.
He's taller than I am.
It might just be a dwarf with helium.
I was a bit upset.
Like a dwarf, like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings ones.
He was tall. I just said he was tall. That was the last thing I said. Was he's taller than I am?
Well, I wasn't listening to that bit.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Transport story time.
We just finished those.
I catch public transport a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Malcolm's events is just like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to catching transport because it's like a mixed bag. And where I live is, you can get some different people on the buses. And like what I mean by that is you can have just someone getting on the bus and just eating a whole barbecue chicken. And
that happens.
It happens.
And they don't even offer to share.
They don't offer to share.
That's tragedy.
I was looking at the wing. I'm going, I like that wing, and that's the first bit they have. And I go, sharing is caring, buddy.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Listen to all our night owls out there.
No.
If you get a barbecue chicken on a bus, share that.
Share that shit.
Share the love.
Share the love.
Share the barbecue chicken.
That would be such a good slogan. Share the love.
With a friend, with a lover, or even with a total stranger. They could become both.
That would be so much better to KFC than finger licking good. I hate finger licking good.
Share the love would be a better slogan than
finger licking good is just disgusting.
I don't want to think about it. You don't want to think about it when you're making a purchase. It's like I'm gonna suck my little digits.
I didn't really want to hear that ASMR.
Yeah, no, I regret doing that.
I was sort of a little bit concerned.
Yeah, no, me too.
Because I remember.
I'm sorry.
I don't buy.
Also, this is an entirely audio medium, so they had to hear that.
Yeah, I don't really buy.
I'm sorry to you as well.
I don't buy fast food too much, but when I used to buy KFC.
Yeah, sure.
No, not a lot.
We just ate pizza.
Not a lot.
We just ordered and ate pizza.
I never said. Not recently, or anything. I just said not often. First pizza I've had in a while, and so because a lot of these slogans for fast food ads.
Week when we recorded the first episode.
Before that, I had pizza in a couple of months.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
I'm a warrior.
Do you believe him? Tweet at Liam A. Church.
I'll get my tweet handle out for you.
Liam's getting his Twitter handle.
My Twitter handle. Follow my Twitter.
In the meantime, I'm going to provide some smooth jazz.
No, you're not going to provide smooth jazz.
Yeah, jazz.
Have you composed that? Is that your composition?
I think it was good.
So my Twitter handle is RackLiam, RaccLiam.
RackLiam. Follow RackLiam to see all the latest Liam news, latest in his tweets and his thoughts about the. Are you mocking my stuff?
No, I'm adding to the content.
That's true. We don't have any plans.
My Twitter picture is of a raccoon. Do you have any favorite animals?
Yes, actually, I have a favorite animal.
Oh, let's talk about favorite animals.
The mantis shrimp. That thing is fucking cool. Have you ever seen a mantis shrimp?
Well, let me search it
For our
up on
listeners at home, Google a mantis shrimp right now. You're using the internet to listen to this, so you can.
mantis shrimp.
Unless you're driving, in which case, don't.
Um,
Or do, and, just don't blame us.
it would be a
I
thrill.
feel
That
like
would
I
be
shouldn't-
great.
I should not have just encouraged
That would
people
be great to
Google
go on your gravestone. Just, I was looking at the mantis. Wow.
whilst listening to Jordan and Liam.
This looks...
It's basically for those not googling, it's basically a multicolored. It's like I suppose it's like a shrimp, like a giant shrimp.
It's a
but
mutant of the depths.
But it's multicolored. It's rainbow colored. Here's what's interesting about it. Not only it's got 14 cones of color in its eyes. So humans have, I think, something like 7. Humans have, and I'm kind of guessing, but I think
That's
humans
fine.
have about 7 cones of color.
Well,
And mantis shrimp have about double the amount of cones of color we have. So that means
impressive.
mantis shrimps can actually see double the amount of colors we can.
With that,
And this is the other fun thing about mantis
Okay.
shrimps. They punch at the speed of sound.
wow.
You can't keep them in a glass display case because they punch the glass and break it.
That would be my Street Fighter pick.
Come on.
I would pick that in Street Fighter.
That's the best
Give me,
animal, right?
give me Ryu, give me Ken. No. I'm picking mantis shrimp.
Today in the cage, it's Lion Liam A. Church. He's got the reflexes of a cat, and he likes to sleep. And in the other corner is a mantis shrimp. Fight.
A human-sized mantis shrimp will just obliterate anyone.
Yeah, but they're like the size of your hand.
But if it was human-sized,
Yeah, but
would that be your spirit animal, the mantis shrimp?
well, no.
What would be your spirit animal?
I don't know.
You know what my spirit animal would be?
Sure.
A raccoon.
Okay.
Because I like raccoon. Raccoons are very funny
Do you
animals.
eat garbage?
Oh, we just did. We just did.
This episode brought to you by Omado's Pizza. Omado's Pizza. We can't get sued.
I just love raccoons. They're adorable. They're absolutely
Liam's just
adorable.
Googling photos of raccoons. I feel like it's a bad podcast if we just start Googling stuff up.
No, well, I'm going to narrate what I'm looking at. There's
one fat raccoon, and there's another one.
there's another fat
That
raccoon.
one's stuck in a storm
It's
drain.
so cute. Anyway, so
I don't think us Googling things makes
no.
great...
Well, I'm not
Alright,
Jordan. I was googling mantis shrimp before.
I know.
So the great thing about raccoons
I'm sorry.
is that
No, I feel bad.
they're very, very cute animals
It's true.
when they're not feral and have rabies surging through their blood.
Most of them do.
Most of them
Most
do.
of the time.
And that's why I've just changed my mind that my favourite animal is an otter.
I thought you were going to say mantis shrimp.
No,
you could
otters.
agree.
Otters are magical because
Otters are pretty cool.
I just love the way they
I'll give you
squeak.
that.
They have a little
Thank you.
cute squeak in
Don't-
there. They just chill.
Okay. We made a promise to our listeners in the first episode that
What?
we would talk about the TV show Black Books, and I said I'd watch it.
Did you watch it?
No,
How very dare you?
I know.
Well,
We
let's...
watched. That's not true. That's not totally true. After we finished recording the podcast, we watched one episode of Black Books, and I said, "Yeah, I'll watch more episodes."
Yeah.
That didn't fucking happen.
Black Books.
It's a good show. It's pretty good.
Black Books is a really good show.
I
I
enjoy
think the reason I enjoy it is because every one of those characters is just mean in some way or other. Stop bottle
talking.
ASMR. How very dare you?
This is me making a drink.
Ooh,
That's the vodka.
that's a dangerous amount.
It's not
I
that
think I'm going to be
dangerous.
mother hen tonight.
It's only mildly dangerous.
Yeah, not yeah.
I was reading a book. This is the lemonade. Do you like that, Night Owls? Oh, listen to that fizz. Now I'm doing actual ASMR and I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was reading a book yesterday
Ooh, books.
about drugs.
Oh.
And I was specifically reading a section about cannabis. And there was a really great quote in it. And this is a book from like the 1980s. And someone had underlined this line, which was someone saying, the quote, I think it was something like, so is many people have asked, is cannabis dangerous for you? And the answer, of course, is yes. Any drug is dangerous for you. In a high enough quantity, common table salt can be lethal.
It can.
I quite liked that.
I quite liked that.
I thought it was Quite good.
Yeah. Well, back to black books.
Back to black books. We're
I just-
going back to the black books.
What?
Books that are black. It's run by Bernard Black, who's played by that guy, and I forgot his name.
The only person I remember the name of is Bill Bailey.
Bill Bailey, and I'm really trying to. I feel like I know his name. The guy.
Dylan Moran, is that his name?
Dylan Moran. Thank you.
Is that his name?
No, that's his name. That's his name. You don't need to Google it. That's his name. You're right.
I'm professional.
Liam's a smart boy.
Yeah, I think I just like English comedy a lot. I like The Office.
Yeah, it's a good show.
The Office is good. Black Books is good.
The Office is pretty good.
Office is pretty good.
Mighty Boosh.
I like the Mighty Boosh.
Mighty Boosh is great. If you haven't seen Mighty Boosh, go check it out. Same with Snuffbox. That's a bit hard.
Snuffbox.
Snuffbox is very hard to track down.
Very hard.
Like, it's not, the full episodes aren't anywhere on the internet, or like not publicly really accessible. And
you can see bits on YouTube.
you can see bits on YouTube, and you can get it on DVD, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But very good show.
Mm.
And
yeah. Why? How did you find Snuffbox? How did you get into it again?
my dad had a copy on DVD. That's a bad story. It's not very interesting.
Well, it's
He
pretty.
was given a copy by someone. I watched it.
Keep it at someone. Keep the mystery.
I have to. I don't know who it was.
Exactly. That's the mystery. The mystery that we're all going to enjoy.
We should really plan for this, shouldn't we?
I was well on the way here. I was going. The theme's going to be adventure. It's going to be adventure because you went to Tasmania and I got lost and went into a suburb I'd never been in before.
3 days for like a memorial service. It's not much of an adventure.
No, and my adventure was just full of panic.
Your adventure was I got temporarily lost on a train.
Yeah.
And then I had a phone, so I wasn't lost anymore.
Oh, I felt lost.
This episode is about adventures. The adventures that we share together by not planning this podcast at all.
Yeah.
Every episode is
I
an
did
adventure
have an idea.
for you, our listeners.
Well, I might have put down some ideas. Let's go through my phone's notes.
Boy,
and
I'm
see.
pandering right now.
Boy, you're pandering. Pandas. Well, let's talk about my favourite animals.
Boy, I'm pandering.
I've already talked about them. They're otters. My spirit animal would still be a raccoon, though. Not because it has rabies.
I wanted to pitch an idea to you actually on the podcast, and I wanted to pitch it to you now, and also get our listeners' reactions as to what they think it might be a good idea. If in a few episodes, possibly after we meet some people, if we invited some friends onto the podcast and did a half-hour session of Dungeons and Dragons. How does that sound to you?
Yeah, who would DM?
Well, I'm pointing at him.
I don't.
And he's
know
sitting
any
in
of
the
rules.
corner. Welcome to our next guest, Phil Williamson. Phil Williamson, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
This is Phil Williamson on the podcast.
Hi, Phil. How are you going? I'm good.
Phil, if it's my knowledge, you're also you're running for government.
Yes.
You're trying to become a mayor
Yes.
of Sydney.
Yes.
How's that?
Going pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are your Dungeons and Dragons skills helping? Because you're famously good at Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm famously good at Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, and?
Yes, I rolled a dice, and I'm going very well with voting.
You sure are, Phil Williamson. So what do you think of us doing Dungeons and Dragons on the podcast?
Well, Liam just needs to learn his stuff because he's struggling.
I would argue that Liam can only learn his stuff by practicing as a dungeon master. What do you say, Liam?
No, seriously, no. Phil, you started. No, I'm not. Yes, you
Look,
are.
Phil, you've had
Phil.
too much to drink. Phil, don't break that, Phil.
No, Phil.
Come on,
Phil.
Oh God!
Oh,
He broke a chair. Phil broke. Phil, it's okay. Just sit down, Phil. It's okay. Just look here. Okay, Phil's leaving.
He's passed out.
Okay, thank Phil. All right, Phil's passed out.
We didn't hear the door open. He's probably just lying there in the hallway.
We'd like to thank Phil for joining us tonight. You can follow him at Real Donald Trump on Twitter. In the meantime, I think you should be our dungeon master. I think that'd be fun.
Well,
I think you'd be good at it.
Well, can I talk a bit about like going through trying to be one for a second? Because
Yeah,
it
go
is...
ahead.
So, the Dungeon Master, if you hadn't listened to our first episode because
Can we just
you're
assume people
just
listen to
an absolute
Alright.
silly Billy, and you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, you have to listen to that whole episode to find out. And
I
then
know,
you
we
can
talk
come
about
back.
it at the end. We're only talking about it at the end of this episode as well, though.
Yeah,
So for our wonderful listeners who listen to the first 10 minutes of each episode,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you. So, anyways,
You won't hear this thank you
Let-
because it's at the end of the episode.
yes. Being a dungeon master, you have to know the rules. Which the thing for me is I sort of know some races. I know some classes. I know the gist of what goes on, but the biggest thing I need to remember and then need to note down is how to do encounters properly.
I will say, if it's gonna be a much shorter campaign than one would be used to. It's not
I
like
know.
2 hours for every 2 weeks. I think we do like a 1 hour maybe, and then sort of once and done. And I think that you wouldn't necessarily. And I don't want to tell you what to do.
No.
But let me tell you what to do now.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you could go a bit more ad hoc with it, and I think you'd
What's that
still
mean?
be wonderful. Improvisation or off the cuff.
I know. No, improvisation's fine. I just need to know how to do the number crunching.
Yeah, but I think we can keep I think number crunching we keep to a minimum on in a entertainment.
Jordan, you're listening. I'm talking about with
Huh?
like combat and things. I need to know how to
Yeah.
do. I don't know how to do combat properly.
Okay.
One of the main parts of Dungeons and Dragons, I need to learn.
All right. Well, if any of our wonderful listeners would like to help Liam
Yeah, help
to
me.
DM, hit him up in his DMs. That's a fun little
Rack
fun little
Liam on Twitter.
joke for all our
Hop
all
in
our
my Twitter
listeners.
DMs.
Hop in his Twitter DMs. Don't.
I'm just absurdly popular.
He's so popular.
I'm so popular.
He's
I'm as
again,
popular
once again,
as just.
follow Liam
Yeah.
at RACC Liam,
Yeah.
and follow wonderful guest Phil Williamson at Real Donald Trump.
And well, you know that I'm as popular as Justin Bieber's latest single.
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. That's how popular it is.
That was good. I walked right into that.
He really pulled out a flop. And
I think we've been going on for like 26 minutes now. I think we should pick
Yeah.
something to play us out.
Well, I've got a lovely track which, if you know this person on YouTube, more power to you.
Give
He's
him
a nice guy.
give him a listen. We won't tell you who they are. I also don't know who it is, so take that how you will. Thanks for listening to our second episode. God, this was a train wreck. It wasn't even that fun.
Yeah.
I really hope you enjoyed it.
I spent the last week just trying to find music and sound effects.
I did nothing. I made 2 notes on an airplane.
We've just sort of been busy, and
God.
we really want to make this the best that we can be, but we don't know how to.
We won't.
Please
though.
tell
We
us
won't,
how
though.
to.
Or don't.
Jordan's being the
Defensive.
sad one of the couple, and I'm good cop, bad cop.
It's more like enthusiastic cop, really sad cop all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening. This has been the second episode of Weird Mishmash People. I'm so sorry.
Bye.